Hello MMA fans, this is MMA Daily with your daily news and updates. Here are today's top stories. Starting off, Daniel Cormier questions the intent behind Jorge Masvidal's UFC comeback. Next, Israel Adesanya alleges racial abuse, says he'll press charges after road rage incident. Lastly, Joe Rogan surprised by Khabib Nurmagomedov's shocking confession to Belal Muhammad. Daniel Cormier is unsure if Jorge Masvidal's planned UFC comeback will be worth it. Masvidal hasn't fought since losing to Nate Diaz in a boxing match earlier this year. He retired from MMA after a loss to Gilbert Burns at UFC 287. Since then, Masvidal has been busy promoting fights, and his Gamebred promotions have done well so far. However, Masvidal made headlines this week by saying in several interviews that he wants to return to the UFC. He mentioned Michael Chandler as a possible opponent, as Chandler is still waiting to fight Conor McGregor. Masvidal could be back by the end of the year if the UFC sets up a fight for him, but Cormier wonders if Masvidal might be taking on too much at this point in his career. Here's what Cormier had to say. "I think no one cares about Masvidal anymore. He has nothing left to offer the UFC. He's old with losses at the end of his career. He even lost a boxing match to Nate Diaz in the end. I think he overestimated himself. No one cares about Masvidal anymore." Israel Adesanya plans on taking legal action after a recent street altercation. The former UFC champion was in the headlines earlier this week after a video surfaced online of him in a heated argument with a man. The situation appeared to be a road rage incident during the daytime. Adesanya opened up about the incident and claimed he was racially abused by the man and also challenged to a fight. Here is what he said. "I am extremely disappointed after an incident on Wednesday when a random member of the public stopped his car, racially abused me, and challenged me to a fight. We have been in contact with police and will be pressing charges. It's ridiculous that I can't buy a pie after training without some idiot screaming despicable things and asking for a fight while his mates film from the sidelines. Threatening violence is no joke. It's very dangerous, and incidents like this must not be glorified online. I hope in the future people say something rather than get their phones out to film." Adesanya fought last month in the main event of UFC 305 in Perth, Australia. He lost by submission in an attempt to regain the UFC middleweight title from Du Plessis. The defeat marked Adesanya's first fight since September 2023. What's your opinion on the increasing trend of random people trying to challenge MMA fighters to street fights? Are they aware they could actually lose their lives, or do some people simply believe they can easily beat an MMA fighter in a fight? Share your thoughts in the comments. Khabib Nurmagomedov is more than just a fighter. He's a legend in combat sports. He retired as the lightweight champion with an undefeated record, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire both fans and fighters. Khabib's performances in the ring were so dominant that he often seemed unbeatable, but he knew that even the greatest champions have their limits. He chose to leave the sport at the peak of his career, a decision that still makes people wonder if he could have achieved even more. In a conversation with his friend Belal Muhammad, Khabib admitted that no fighter is truly invincible. He believed that eventually every champion faces defeat, just like Kamaru Usman and Tony Ferguson, who once seemed unbeatable but also faced losses. As Belal Muhammad shared with Joe Rogan, Khabib understood that in MMA, even the best fighters can be beaten. He chose to retire while still on top, protecting his legacy rather than risking a loss. This choice has kept him as one of the sport's biggest stars, even years after his retirement. Khabib didn't just retire undefeated, he retired as a legend. Here's what Belal said about Khabib. Khabib said it from the beginning, right? He said, "You're always going to lose. There's a time for everything." He said it about Kamaru. He said it about Tony Ferguson. He said, "These guys, they're going to learn the hard way." And to me, he said, "If I stayed in, I'd probably end up losing sometime." Muhammad, who idolizes Khabib and considers him the GOAT, told Rogan that he didn't think Khabib would have lost if he continued to fight. Muhammad revealed that he had even told Khabib, who has put on significant pounds since retiring, that he could be the UFC heavyweight champion if he fought at the weight he was currently at. What's your opinion? Did Khabib retire too soon, affecting his legacy? And does that stop him from being seen as the GOAT by true MMA fans? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in to MMA Daily. We hope you enjoyed today's coverage of mixed martial arts. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications for our latest videos. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what you'd like to hear about in our upcoming videos. See you tomorrow with more MMA news. Until then, stay safe and keep following MMA Daily for your daily dose of fighting excitement.